Hey you guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe so you can be notified when I go live or upload a new video. And please like this video. It really does help me out. So let's go ahead and get in this video. Now, I just want to say that everything in this video is just my comment. It's for entertainment purposes only, and it's just my opinion. So let's get into it. So, as you guys know, this whole thing that's been going on between Tasha K and Joe Budden. Just to give you guys a brief history, Tasha K did an interview with Joe Budden. He decided that he was not going to release this interview, and Tasha K felt away, and she went in hard on Joe Budden. And when I say she went in hard, she went in hard. She said some things. And then we all kind of, even Adam 22, he inserted himself into the drama. So I told you guys in my video yesterday that if Joe Budden responds, that I would do another video. And so here we are. Joe Budden has responded to Tasha K. And so I'm going to be letting you listen to this, but at the same time, I am going to be, for the fair use, purposes only, I am going to be pausing the video and giving my thoughts on it. And so yeah, let's go ahead and kind of hear what he has to say.
Worried about why you chose her in general. Can you just explain why might you had respected her work at one time?
Oh, you talking about Shorty Doo-Wop?
Yes, indeed.
And keep in mind that we said at one time. That does this statement that he says has no reflection on how he may feel now.
No, listen. The girl's work ethic is her work ethic. And she has it. Can't nobody take that away from her. I wanted to learn more about her. Clearly negligence on my part.
So let's stop it right there. It kind of sounds like that he wanted to get to know more about Tasha K. It sounded like to me that he was interested in her. He respected her work ethics. He just wanted to know more about her. And so perhaps maybe this is why he wanted to bring her there, so he can kind of get a feel of who she is. But let's listen.
With that old her Cardi, they both seem to be entirely too passionate about whatever occurred for even a regular interview to go down. But the interview wasn't coming out not because of Cardi, like I already said.
So he's saying that because of whatever is going on between Tasha K and Cardi B, that they're too passionate towards each other in order for him to properly be able to do an interview. So that kind of tells me that maybe something was said in this interview that maybe she went too far. Maybe she went way too far in this interview. And so far that maybe he felt like he couldn't release this.
That interview was a problem legally, financially, and algorithmically. There was a lot.
He said that it was a problem financially, along with other reasons. So somehow he must have felt, unless I'm wrong, but from what I'm getting from this is he is feeling like that this could put him in some kind of this could hurt his brand in some way.
Going on in that interview. It would be foolish of me to just put out an interview with the girl that just got sued and lost for $4 million without checking this. So all of this up just happened to happen while my lawyers was looking at this. So, I mean.
So he's saying that all this occurred. He had this in front of his attorney, which is smart on his part, because we know that Tasha K is in a lot of mess. Just like he said, she just came down off of a $4 million lawsuit. She lost it. She's being known as, she has been convicted of now she is being known as a known liar, that she lied. And so allegedly, well, I'm going to just say in my opinion, she did lose the lawsuit, and still it's just it's weird, because and it seems like to me that something that happened in the course of that interview that made him double check and say, I'm going to put this in front of my attorney, because I'd rather be safe than sorry. I mean, I think what it boils down to, and what I'm getting from this, is that he thought she was pretty cool. He wanted to bring her out for an interview, talk to her and kind of get a feel of who she is. And then when things didn't go the way that he probably hoped that it would go, and he's seen her true colors, then I think that he decided, especially after putting it in front of the attorneys, that this is not going to work. This is not going to happen. And it was probably Tasha K's own, doing. She, in my opinion, it seems like she did this to herself. Nobody else did this to her. She did this to herself. Now, Mon Wiggins, he did a video where he said that he spoke with Cardi B himself, and Cardi B says that she never made a phone call to Joe Budden. This is what Armand says that Cardi told him. That never happened, that she never made a phone call, nor did Offset make a phone call to him or his attorney, or neither did any representatives make any calls to him. And so let's hear what else he's going to say.
Earlier, when we spoke to Tasha K, it sounded like she had a lot of hurt in life and was just ready to hurt anybody else. Like that's just a very destructive type of energy that I wouldn't have got that from her without meeting her. Like meeting her and hearing her story, and it's like, oh, this is why you like this. It's like, oh, okay, this is why some things are maybe hindering your progress. Oh, this is why there's levels to this. The way you move, and it's still kind of low. I don't want to say low level, but it's
low vibrational.
Yes.
Well, he, pretty much that's the vibe he got from her. He bought her out. He listened to everything she had to say. And she represented herself in a manner, according to him, of a person that is an angry person. Somebody that has been hurt a lot in life. And this is why she's like this. And he he probably went through with the, finished the interview with her, but he probably knew in the back of his mind, there is no way that I can air this, because Tasha K sits on her channel and she says some of the worst things that she can say about people. In my opinion, she I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. But some of the things that she says, it's she speaks with a lot of anger, in my opinion, and she speaks with a lot of hate, in my opinion. And you're not going, just like he said, this is hindering your progress. You're not going to be able to go further. And she's went a long way, but all in the span of trying to tear somebody down and hurt somebody, she's going to lose it all. And she can get on here and she can scream and yell and blame this one and blame that one, but she has nobody to blame but herself. She is her own worst enemy. She is this. She did this to herself. If you also heard the part where he was talking about that she's in this like destructive mode where it seems like she would be willing to take down anybody with her, like literally, like she is out, would do this. So I'm wondering if during the course of this interview that she was trying to name names, if she was trying to, I mean, this is a lot of people that Joe Budden probably knew. And this is probably something that would interfere with his relationships with other people. And so for him, it probably just wasn't worth it. He probably saw this as like, oh my goodness, she's like just talking on everybody. And this is just my opinion on what I think could have happened during the course of this interview. I think that she was trying to just go in on everybody, and he cannot have that because it would ruin him. It would like tear down his relationships.
Aside from the legal standpoint, which is a huge standpoint, did her doing any of those clickbait videos with you and Melissa Ford's name in the titles have anything to do with it? And just a question.
No, I don't care about the videos.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a really good interview. I understand why she's pissed about it not coming out. It was great. It was great. Like all around the board, it was great. But yeah, there was a lot in there that could have been all bad fast. So it was great, but it was great at what cost, right? Like I don't gain nothing from putting this out and then having this whole world of trouble just happen to pop up out of nowhere. Like I gain absolutely nothing from this interview. Like it's not worth it.
So he pretty much says that it was a great interview, that he understands why she's upset that it didn't come out. But at the same time, he's saying that at what cost it would cost him probably a lot. Maybe there would be other people that would come at him because for him to take this to his attorney and have the attorney look it over, that means that he suspected that he could be held liable for something that she said on his podcast. And so he was very concerned that, he would take a loss, and it wasn't worth it to him to release this interview, even though it was good. And that, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him for that. Yeah, so there you have it. Tasha K is thinking that she can just go over here to somebody else's podcast and say whatever she wants to say because she thinks that that is somehow going to protect her, and that, yeah, I can say whatever I want. But Joe Budden is saying, no, this is my this is my, this is my brand, this is who I am. And maybe some of the things that you're saying is going to put me in jeopardy. I'm not going to have no lawsuits against me. And, and I think his intentions were good, before, and I'm so happy that he came out and cleared this up, because, we would have just not known, if he would have not said anything, and we wouldn't have really had the full story. But I think we kind of assumed what was going on, but at the same time, nobody, in my opinion, from the information that I gathered, nobody called him and made threats or said, hey, don't release this interview. I think basically he did it to protect himself, and I think his intentions were genuine when he brought her there to interview her. And when he was sitting there looking at her, questioning her, he's thinking in the back of his mind, what did I get myself into? And I think that is the moment that he realized that he messed up. Like, I shouldn't have done this. But he went through probably with the interview and thought, I'll just have my attorney check it out. And the attorney probably, and I don't know because I wasn't there, I don't know what was said, but I'm assuming that whatever was in that interview could have landed him a lawsuit. And so he's protecting himself. And I don't blame him. And we all were questioning, like, well, why would you even bring her there? Why would you waste the time if maybe you knew that you may not release this? But he probably went into this full force thinking that I am going to, my intentions are good. I'm going to interview her. It'll be released. It'll be a good thing. We'll get a lot of views. But then it ended up turning into something else. And he saw the hate in her and the hurt and the pain in her. And it showed through the interview. And that interview, because of her anger and because of her issues, she thinks that she can just put that onto somebody else and put them in jeopardy. And so that's my take on it. That's my opinion. And I'm interested in hearing what you guys have to say about this. And so with that being said, I hope you guys have a great night. God bless.